Greetings. Today is Friday, July 12th, 2024, and yesterday we got an update on inflation. I will show that to you in just a moment. Stock market reacted in a pretty interesting way, so it's kind of a good news, bad news. Let's take a look at the data, and I think you'll see that it was, in my opinion, pretty good news. On the screen, we have the update on inflation. You can see on the far right, we got that updated data point yesterday, and we are down to about 3%, really closing in on that 10-year average of 2.8. That is good news. But the stock market reacted in an interesting fashion. You can see the black candle was yesterday, and the S&P 500 was down approximately 1%. Well, why was the S&P 500 down when we got good news on inflation? But we have to look underneath the surface. And one of the things that we have tried so many times over the last several years is to try to convince clients and prospective clients and any watchers of our channel to stop focusing on the S&P 500. You got to look a little bit deeper than that. And this is true of yesterday's candle as well. Because while the S&P 500 was down approximately 1% yesterday, if we look underneath the surface, we can see that out of the 500 stocks, 396 were advancing and only 107 were declining. So yes, the stock market declined yesterday, but far more advanced than declined. That is a very good news. And one of the things that we looked at in last month's monthly market monologue, so this was a video that I shot a week or two ago, we talked about the advanced decline line for the Russell 3000. Again, Russell 3000 is a broader measure of the U.S. stock market, looking at 3,000 stocks, not just 500. It is cap weighted, so we do need to be careful about that. But this is the chart that I showed in the monthly market monologue. As a reminder, this line down here is the advancing stocks minus the declining stocks, and that's how this line is drawn. This is what the chart looked like at the end of June. What does it look like now after yesterday's data? That is a massive change, and that is good news. If we take a look underneath the surface, you see that the 2,600 stocks were advancing yesterday, and only 262 were declining. So I would put that in the category of very good news. Yes, the S&P 500 was negative yesterday, but the vast majority of stocks were actually advancing, and that is a very encouraging sign. As one of the things that we have talked about ad nauseum is the lack of breadth. Well, yesterday, the soldiers certainly showed up and started to advance. It remains to be seen if that's going to hold, so we will continue to watch the data, as you know. If you have any questions about how we manage money, by all means, feel free to reach out to us. Hicks-Associates.com is where you can find our contact information. Until next time, we hope you have a great weekend.